So this is the final iteration of my bullet feeder project. So it's all 3D printed out of PLA, and it's basically just a copy of the Hornady bullet feeder design, but with using a bullet feed die from a double alpha Mr. Bullet Feeder setup. So the main idea is that this large red bowl contains all of the bullets. They just sit and tumble around here. This platter here rotates and is driven directly by this gearhead motor here with 3D printed gear drive. That gear drive just keys into the underside of this platter and rotates it directly. The bullets just kind of tumble around in this section here, then eventually they fall into these slots, ride around and then slide down onto a little lip here. The rounded nose means the bullets flip out and go straight back down into the mass of other bullets, and if they're flat base down then they ride around the top. There's just a little wiper here to stop two bullets from stacking up in the channel and going down the wrong way. Once they get up to the top here, they fall down through this hole where they exit through the base of the platform, which comes out through this tube here. There's a little micro switch which essentially just turns off the motor if the tube stacks up and gets filled, and then all the way down to through this tube and then to the adapter at the bottom, which sits on top of the bullet feed die. So the bullet feed die is just in station 3 of the press, which I'm not using a powder check die here, so it means I've got to check the powder manually, but that's something I'm used to doing anyway. So that means that I can still use the Dillon seating and crimping dies, which I don't really, not too worried about them. I only use them for the 45 because I've got them. The only thing that I really want out of the Dillon dies, apart from the fact that I just had these anyway, is actually the spring-loaded primer pin on the crimp, not the crimp die, the resize die, because I've been having some problems with my Hornady New Dimension dies in terms of primer pullback. But anyway, so essentially the bullet feeder creates a stack of bullets right way up that sit on top of the bullet feed die itself. And I don't know if you can see inside there, probably not from this angle, but either way, there's a set of 3 ball bearings in here that the bullets fall down, sit on. Then as the case comes up and pushes the center of the pushes the center of this collar up, it rises, the ball bearings retract, and then the bullet falls in, where it falls into a specially belled case mouth that keeps the bullet sitting nice and straight so that it can go through the seating die. So I've now got the bullet feeder in its proper position. You'll have to excuse the slightly random 4x2 mount. It's just a temporary measure there, but it's all set up and ready to go, and I've filled the hopper with some bullets, and I'll just start it running. Right, so once the feeder tube fills up, the micro switch stops it and everything calms down. So I've got a case with just a bent mouth so I can easily remove the bullet from it, that's sitting lined up in the press and ready to go. Just trying to focus it there. Yeah, so operating the press like normal, this collar the collar raises, you can hear a bullet drop down, and then the feeder starts back up to fill the empty space. And then when you drop it, there it is. So just remove that, cycle it again, and so on. So this would just exist in station 3 on the press, and every time a belled case comes through, you've just got to look in the case to make sure there's powder there, and then crank the handle fully. It'll seat a bullet and then continue on like normal.